This is Vinyl Happy Hour. I'm Skylar Davis, owner of Culture Shock Clothing and Records in Rockford, Illinois, and I'm a huge record collector. And I'm happy to show off and share with you 5 different records that are my top picks for the week. And we're going to share the links with you so you can pick them up right through our own website at cultureshockshop.com or stop in to see us at your local record store. I'm also going to have a little drink here though while we get into these and kind of talk about some of the details and what's special about some of these records. We have a picture disc, we've got some color vinyl, and we've got a release that was scheduled to be a record store day release, but now it's getting dropped to independent record stores on a non-record store day date, and I'm really excited to tell you a little bit more about those. But with my drink tonight, I mean, you can't win them all, I guess. This is something I picked up on July 4th just on a whim. It's not horrible, though, by any means. This is a George Dickel Tennessee Sour Mash Whiskey. But the thing that I bought it for and that I just wanted to try it out and see is it had this big 8 on it. They're so bold, they even have a George Dickel. It's recipe number 12 and 8. But it really sitting there on the whiskey aisle makes you look like, oh, is this aged 8 years or 12 years, but half the price of most of its contemporaries? And you definitely get what you pay for. It's not bad. It goes down all right, but it might mess you up a little bit if you have a little too much of it. It's billed as a smooth sipping whiskey. It's not bad, it's charcoal mellowed, so it is easy to sip. I don't mind mixing it with a little Diet Coke, that's how I like to drink it sometimes. I had a little too much of it on July 4th, so I'm gonna take it real easy with that. But it's just something nice to try, something a little different. I usually like to go for some of the smaller barreled, more bourbons and stuff like that, but it's all right. So, enjoying a drink, enjoying some records. I had a whole day kind of spending some time with these records. I busted every single record open, gave it a listen. It's just great. The production level of some of these records and the sound quality. I'm very happy to announce that they all sound great. But the packaging is what's really cool about a lot of these. A lot of these are going to be reissues or anniversary ones. We're going to start right out with famous Selena. Of course, sadly, she died in the 90s, right at the peak of her stardom. But this is her Ones album. Also in the 90s, vinyl was very rare, hard to find. So finding a Selena record is very difficult. But they did a really cool job with this. It's a double LP of all of her number ones and biggest hits. I was so entertained by a little charming duet earlier of Dreaming of You by Lauren and Sarah. Thanks, girls, for that. They were singing that. But the jacket here, live studio audience, they did like a foil cover on it. It's probably giving you a lot of glare right now on the camera, but it's like a foil wrap on the inside and outside of the jacket. So really cool double LP gatefold. Both of them are picture discs with different shots of the singer. So that's disc 1 with the track listing on the B side. And then disc 2 has a different photo. Again, that stuff from the 90s is just so tough to find on vinyl. So I'm really happy that they did a reissue of this. Very expensive, very hard to find. So now you can pick it up. Like I said, we are going to share a link. So if you don't live here or can't make it into the Culture Shock store, check out our website for that. We do have a few copies. I know it's different for me. I of course, grew up in the 90s and stuff, so I heard a lot of her music, and she made a really big splash in the Latin market and in the English market. So it was really amazing to see how big she had gotten, and so sad what happened. But usually I go with more psychedelic and metal. Tonight, I got to bring out some metal. And of course, I got to bring out some Disturbed for you. It's funny to see this getting reissued, stuff that I remember seeing at Ozfest or seeing on the CD rack, growing up. But now they are reissuing. This is the 20th anniversary of The Sickness. And I know we love to pick on these guys. Oh my God, I love to, the pictures inside, I was looking at the guys. Oh my God, look at the piercings, eyebrow piercings, labrays, all that stuff. Remember when everybody was wearing those thick ball chains? Oh my God, it's hilarious to look at the styles. I know we love to pick on them, but this is a killer album. I hate to say it, but a lot of people hide from that. But that new metal era, just the quality of that, it's like it stands up with Korn and White Zombie and Static X and all that stuff. Besides The Sickness, of course, you've got Voices and Stupefy and things like that. This is this an indie store exclusive? I think it might be only available at independent record stores, which is really cool because this is actually Smoky clear black vinyl. So it's got little ridges of smoke and color inside of the clear vinyl. So that's really cool 20th anniversary they did of this album. Again, vinyl from the 90s and 2000s was pretty tough to come by. So it's cool to see the stuff that is getting issued again. We do these videos every Thursday because we put out our new releases every Friday. So new Fridays, tons of vinyl coming in the store. plus our used stuff, so you never know what you're gonna find. Vinyl actually was quite rare, even up until 2011, which is when one of my favorite bands, Between the Buried and Me, put this EP out. And this is the Parallax Hypersleep Dialogs. This was actually part 1 of a part 2 series that they did of the Parallax. This came out in 2011 on Record Store Day. I didn't get a copy. It's one of my favorite bands. I don't know what I was thinking. I should have gotten a copy. We sold out of them at Culture Shock, and the prices on those on the resale market were like over $100 and above. So I was really pissed that I didn't get a copy, and I should have. And I didn't realize it was going to go out of print, or I thought they'd reissue it again, maybe on a different color. So I've been living with that regret for years, so I'm definitely snagging a copy of this. They finally have reissued it on a different color vinyl. Check this out. It's like a splattered orange and white. They call it orange and white melt vinyl. This was also, to me, a little bit of a change with Between the Buried and Me, going from their metal, which was always kind of proggy and stuff like that, and more of with a metalcore mix, to doing really long tracks. This is only 3 tracks. I guess they consider it an EP, but it's as long as most bands' full-length albums. And they started doing a lot of like 10-minute tracks, really epic tracks. I love this spacey look on the album cover too. Such a cool band, Between the Buried and Me. But finally, you can get this again. I think it's already sold out from the supplier. We have a few copies left in the store. And again, you can check it out on the website at cultureshockshop.com while it's available. But don't do like I did when it first came out and sleep on it and don't pick up a copy. Get it while you can, because I hate to miss out on it. So we were talking about some stuff that got pushed off of Record Store Day. This year they are changing, April and June, of course, for the pandemic have been changed. So Record Store Day is now splitting up into 3 different dates. Upcoming releases are going to be August 29th, September 26th, and October 24th. You can go to recordstoreday.com, and we're going to also share a link with you too. But this is the big old list of stuff coming out. So if you want to not miss out on Record Store Day this year, please go check that out. We're going to have a lot of great releases. This next release is one that was supposed to come out on Record Store Day, but they pulled it off and are now releasing it as a regular release. This is Goblin's Greatest Hits. What's really funny too is that it did come with this little Record Store Day sticker on it, even though it's not getting released on Record Store Day now. But I had to get a copy of this too, and we have some at the store. Goblin is a very bizarre story, a really bizarre band. They did, I think, 1,500 copies of this available on red vinyl. Their music is very difficult to find. They're an Italian, eerie prog rock band. They worked with this director who did a lot of horror films and things like that. Their music's so obscure though. It's soundtrack work for the most part. And it shows some of the movies that these songs were used on. Profondo Rosso, Roller. They did a lot of other Dawn of the Living Dead, stuff like that. But these guys are such a cool band. Italian prog rock, influential, obviously, by people like Ennio Morricone, but also to people like John Carpenter. It's crazy Italian prog rock, but with like lots of organ, lots of really eerie sounds. It's so cool. It's definitely influenced so many of the best horror soundtracks and other movie soundtracks you've probably heard, but you didn't know it was influenced by this band Goblin. Their music's pretty rare, hard to find. Light in the Attic actually worked with the record label to help get this released. They're a record label who's definitely brought out some really interesting, rare things from the past. But that's Goblin's Greatest Hits. I definitely check it out. It's good background and mood music. It's very bizarre, but it definitely rocks at the same time in a weird way. Also influential, if you don't know John Carpenter, he did the music for like Escape from New York and Halloween and all those classic horror movies. Straight influences come from this. Admittedly, John Carpenter said he loves Goblin, so check them out, please. And really cool packaging on that. Cool that it came out on color vinyl. This last release for the night is kind of, I'm going to call it my holy grail. It's kind of like a box set, but a small box set from Jerry Cantrell. He's the writer and backing vocalist and guitarist of Alice in Chains. This is Degradation Trip, Volume 1 and 2. So Music on Vinyl released this. This was 2002, I believe. So right after a lot of the Alice in Chains stuff had come out. It's a 4-record set. Volume 1 and 2 were released separately, mostly on CD. Again, the records from the early 2000s are so rare. It's cool to see this. It does come with a booklet, which is awesome that they did kind of a larger booklet with photos of the guys and all the lyrics and stuff like that. I hate when records come with a little tiny booklet, like the same size booklet they would have put in the CD. So I'm glad that Music on Vinyl did a regular full-size booklet, but it's over 2 hours of music. I also love that the box set is really nice and slim and will fit easily in your record collection. Doesn't take up a lot of space. Nice thick vinyl. I've regretted selling this in the past. I've sold original copies of it, and now they're so hard to find. So I'm really glad to see it finally got reissued. If you're a fan of Alice in Chains, of course you're going to love this. He's the one who sang and did a lot of the writing for Alice in Chains. So it's kind of that grungy, kind of downer vibe to it. Even a lot more guitar work. There's a mixture of a lot of guitar tracks in here. It's a really cool album though, or set I should say. So please check that out and keep up with us because there is new stuff getting released and coming in from all sorts of different record labels every single week. And we like to really dig deep and find those artists and those record labels who are working with different bands and different groups to put out really amazing releases. And of course we have a big highlight on those independent releases that come out to independent record stores. So you never know what you're gonna find, so enjoy your digging, and please do check us out at cultureshockshop.com as well. And please do us a big favor. We want to keep doing these videos, and we want to do some different videos besides our traditional vinyl happy hour setups. So go and subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out some of our other videos we've done. Give us a like on YouTube, of course on Instagram and Facebook as well. That would be a huge favor to us if you could do that. And we'd love to get some comments from you too. Any messages or comments you want to shoot to us about any of the releases or drinks we're having on the show would be awesome. Also, any ideas you have or some things you'd like answered. If you have questions about stereo equipment, records, cleaning, record players, all that stuff, we want to cover those topics. Record Store Day stuff too, of course. We want to talk more about that. The list is out too. We're going to be discussing more of what to expect for that. Plus, we're going to be bringing in a lot of new vinyl and used vinyl to the store that's not on the Record Store Day list to wow you and amaze you. So keep your vinyl community tight and keep in touch with all of your independent record stores, especially through the times we're going through this year. It's so appreciated. All right. So check out another video next week and go check out our old videos if you haven't seen them yet. Thank you so much. Cheers.